Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we are going to be talking about two cards today. One of those cards being XYZ Reflect. We're going to talk about two cards today because they're very similar in what they do. They are somewhat niche type of cards, but they are multi-versatile cards. Depending upon the deck you're playing and the deck you're using, they can be very, very useful. So let's first talk about XYZ Reflect here. So let me put it up on the camera. XYZ Reflect is a counter trap card that states when a spell card, trap card, or effect monster's effect is activated that targets a face-up Xyz monster on the field, negate the activation and destroy it. Inflict 800 damage to your opponent. So, this card is good for Xyz-based decks, which is the main reason you would run it in the first place. I really enjoyed playing this card back in the day in things like Heraldic Beast, Battling Boxers. This card was amazing in Battling Boxers, if you remember that archetype. I used it in Stellar Knights, not Stellar Knights, Teleknights, not Stellar Knights, Teleknights, yeah. With, because that was a rank 4 basic deck. Pretty much you would go into, your Trevier, your different things. Early on when those cards were getting released initially after Duelist Alliance, I was taking this card in just as added protection for my Xyz-based plays I was going into, which was really nice. The downside to this card is they have to target the monster, and with a spell, a trap, or a monster effect. So that is a downside, because as we know in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2017, not everything targets. So yeah, it does suck. But the card, if your deck is focused on making one big boss monster, and that one big boss monster is pretty much your deck is Protect the Castle deck, kind of like Battling Boxers were back in the day, this card's pretty decent. I'm not saying it's amazing, I'm not saying it's broken, I'm saying it's a decent card depending upon the way you're building your deck. I've even talked to some friends that are actually testing this card out, and that's the reason I came up with this card. They're trying it out in Zodiacs at the moment because the deck is an XYZ based deck, and this can give you protection for your Zodiac monsters. So it's decent, and the 800 burn damage is just gravy on top of everything else. So let's go on to the next card now I'm going to be talking about, guys, which is it's an older card actually. Sorry, I had to throw my card on the table, but it's an older card, but it's a pretty decent card at the same time as well, and that is Dark Illusion. Now this card is pretty much the same exact thing as XYZ Reflect, except it is for dark-based monsters. That's literally what the thing is for. So it's more versatile, which I'll talk about in a second, than XYZ Reflect in some regards. So Dark Illusion is a counter trap. It actually recently got a reprint in the Destiny Soldiers set as a super rare. So it says, negate the activation of spell, trap, or effect monster's effect that targets a face-up dark monster and destroy that card. So this protects your dark monsters, as you can tell, hence Dark Illusion. And so you can negate the activation of spell, trap, or monster effect that targets a face-up dark monster. So what makes this card a little bit more versatile than XYZ Reflect? Well, there's one main reason why, and that main reason why is this card can protect dark monsters. XYZ monsters are strictly for the extra deck. While dark monsters can be main deck monsters, they can be extra deck monsters, they can be anywhere on the field necessarily. So this, if you're running a dark-based deck, is a pretty dang good card. I've used it in Gravekeepers a long time ago. When this card first came out, I did run it in Gravekeepers. I also have seen people tech it in Evil Swarms because that's literally a dark-based deck, and it gives you more added protection. The benefit is that it is a counter trap. The downside is it is a trap card, and they do have to target the monster on the field, which does suck. But it is more versatile because if you're running an all-based dark deck, you're probably already running Allure of Darknesses in the deck, so that'll make your deck a little bit more faster. At the same time, you can draw into this card faster for added protection for your dark-based monsters. So it's a decent card, it's a good card, just like XYZ Reflect. I would say that this card is actually better than XYZ Reflect, but it's a pretty decent card. I really do like it. It gives you protection, and it's just decent overall because you can stop things that could just you know, destroy your monsters on the field, or if they're trying to destroy something. So depending upon, like I said before with XYZ Reflect, depending upon your playing style and how you play your deck, it could be a very decent card in your deck. So guys, till next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see you guys next time, and good luck dueling to all of you. Take care, everybody.